kind of unusual. John was in the Cub Scouts. He had a block of wood, and they told him to make a race car out of it, about this big. Of course, fathers always helped the children make race cars, and that was okay. But then somebody decided that we ought to race all of the cars. Put them on a ramp, 2 at a time, and they'd start them off, and the one that crossed the finish line first got first prize. Honor your father. When the wheels fell off of the car that John and I made, and it didn't finish the race, I saw him looking at me. I don't think he had very much honor for me. We have another phase in our life. Kids started to grow up, get involved in new things. I made it through middle age, past 40. We had somebody else who came to live with us for 2 or 3 years. You might see Adrian back there. And he added a few things to the things that went on at our house. I remember one time we had 8 old cars. See our house, and you could just, there's one old car after another all the way up to the front part. None of them moved. Or none of them moved until they hauled them all. 5 or 10 years later. At any rate, I hope I've learned to be a little more tolerant at that time. I don't know that the people in the audience would agree with that. There were a few things that happened that I thought I'd share with you, and I suspect that some of these same kinds of things happen to you, fathers, at one time or another. During the early days, our family loved to go to movies. And then there came a time, and I was very surprised when the kids did not seem to want to go with their parents anymore. Anybody ever been through that stage? Didn't want to be seen with their parents at movies. We used to run foot races. And when John came along and we ran foot races, well, I let him win. Then, after a little while, I noticed John started to let me win. And then we stopped running. There was one person in our family who used to put pillows under his blankets so that when Iris checked his bed check at night, it would look like he was sleeping. And then he'd sneak out. And you know, I found out only recently that he was driving the car at age 13 or something like that. I hope I don't find anything else about that particular period of time, because I'm not sure I could cope with it. Fathers, did you ever get ready to go somewhere and look for your favorite shirt when somebody else was wearing it? Adrian was an electrician, though, because Iris liked to know when the kids came home. So what we did was get light switches that had a real loud click on them. And she asked me to install one for Adrian, and we did. About 2 or 3 nights later, I noticed, boy, we have one light switch in our house that you can't hear at all. Somebody had reinstalled. Fathers, have you ever had to remove an apple or a golf ball or an orange out of a commode? I did that 2 or 3 times. One time I did it, and the guilty party woke up, and he asked where the commode was. I'd taken it out in the backyard to fix it. I told him it was in the backyard. And I'll leave the rest to your imagination. I remember when one of our sons was in Aggie, and having him we had him to assist us painting the house one summer. And the first thing he did was shake the paint up real good, so it's on the wall good. The only thing he didn't do was put the lid on and we thought we'd get past that.
He shaved his head and missed his face.
Then we were painting the bathroom, and we had a lot of newspaper spread over everything, so the paint would fall on the floor. We had newspaper spread over the commode. And John wanted to paint something kind of high, and he stepped on the commode seat. And again, he didn't check the lid. And when he made all A's at A&M that semester, I began to doubt the integrity of the A&M grading system. I don't know if anybody in here ever went through the house someday and found a little plant growing in the house. And that little plant was growing. Somebody had really become interested in growing one little plant, one type of little plant. He didn't grow anything else. In all of my years in East Texas, I never did see a plant like that. So we got rid of that plant. Another fellow in our family got a bad grade in English one time, and he said, I don't really need to know English, I'm going to be working on cars the rest of my life. That was before he decided to be a music minister. I think that kind of brings us up to date. I'm pushing 60 now, and my kids are no longer kids. I can look back, and I can see that I've changed over the years, and I can see that they've changed over the years. Changes always bring problems. And we've had some problems over the years, and we also have some very good memories. If I were to sum up the most important thing for fathers as they go through their different life stages, and the most important thing for kids as they grow and mature and change, it would be to latch on to something that does not change. I think it's very important to have that. My father told me that, and I think his grandfather told him. You don't want to compromise your honesty and your integrity as you deal with the temptations that everybody deals with. You know, there's one thing that we have that does not change. And I think it's described very concisely in this scripture. Jesus Christ is the same yesterday and today and forever. If fathers and sons accept this precept, you may have some problems along the way, and you'll have a lot of good memories, but I think that all of those things